Hello there, good afternoon to you all, and welcome to the latest episode of Career Mode. It's episode number 35, and we're playing Alex Neil's Norwich City at Turf Moor. Burnley have a decent record against Norwich in league football in the past. Tend to do pretty well at Turf Moor against them. Well, you wouldn't back against them at the moment. That's where we are in the league. That's where we are going into the weekend's fixtures. 41 points now, 6 points ahead of Manchester City. We've crucially only lost one game so far, but there's still a long way to go in the season, and the two Manchester clubs are perfectly capable of catching us up if we hit a bad run of form. Our opponents, Norwich, are 5 points above the drop zone in 14th place, so this is another tough game. And like we saw against Aston Villa last week, this will not be any foregone conclusion, I can rest assure you of that. So let's get over to the turf, where we're ready and waiting to bring you all the action that matters, the main attraction of episode number 35 of this Burnley career mode of FIFA 16. It's Burnley against Norwich. Hello there and welcome to Turf Moor. As you can see, Burnley are playing Norwich City here. The two teams just shaking hands over on the far side. And my first job before the action is to bring you the two teams, and it's Burnley first. It's the same 11 that scraped through against Aston Villa at Villa Park last week. Ings and Gale proving a profitable partnership, but Will Hughes was the match winner last week. He partners Joey Barton in the central of midfield. Now then, Declan Rudd is preferred in goal to Jake Keane. Lewis Graben is the man up front with Ula hand in behind. Watch out for Murphy and number 17 Bennett on the wings. Tetty and Thompson, of course, are the two holding midfielders. And Burnley are now statistically the weakest, the meanest defence, with only 10 goals conceded. United close behind with just 11 goals conceded. Turf Moor looking the picture. Rain pouring down, and Burnley get us away. Claret and blue, Norwich of course yellow and green. The Canaries of course, who going into this match lying 14th place in the Premier League. We're coming up towards Christmas time and all that type of thing. As Bento tries a shot, Rudd palms it, and Gale follows up, but again it's an easy one there for Declan Rudd. Well, he's coming out of John Ruddy's shadow here. Declan Rudd, preferred to Jake Keane in the goals for Norwich. And that's a good cross in there, but he couldn't find Houlihan with it. There's Jordan Ibe. Hughes, Smith, now Barton. It's a cool turn there by Bentaleb. Thompson in there very, very quickly. Hughes. And he's got away here, Gale. This is a great chance for Burnley to add Gale. Another terrific save by Declan Rudd. Beautifully strung with the right foot and almost sneaking inside the post. Joey Barton with the corner kick then for Burnley. And a header on by Hughes, and it nearly went through there. There's a throw for Burnley. Barton looking for a little bit of support. He's got it there with Ings. And he'll get a corner. Burnley 6 points clear at the top of the Premier League at the moment. Looking to keep the pressure on the Manchester clubs, who are below them at the moment in the table, and Rudd couldn't hold it. Oh! And what a cheeky goal by Bentaleb for 1-0. The back heel, what a cheeky little goal. Let's have a look at it again. The corner there from Barton. The goalkeeper lost it. And what about that for impotence and cheekiness? That is one of the cheekiest goals you'll see in the career mode all season. What a magnificent piece of impotence. And Norwich have only themselves to blame. The goalkeeper and defender got in a tangle. And in the end, Bentaleb just said, thank you, I'll have that. And he ended up scoring the most cheekiest goal of the season. And it's Burnley 1, Norwich City 0. Only 17 minutes of the game gone. Tete for Norwich. Hughes. Tete no intercepts. Here's Houlihan. Grab him. Lewis, grab him. Oof. And that was almost 1-1. He can hit him, grab him, the former Bournemouth man. He was not very far away then. Tom Heaton with the kick. And it's found Keane, now Flanagan. Flanagan's got up against Danny Ings there that time, so a free kick to Norwich City. Not much in that decision. Halfway through the first half, Burnley 1, Norwich 0. Bentaleb's cheeky back heel the difference between the two sides as Lewis grabbing again gets into a good position, but absolutely fluffs his lines. Too much underneath the ball. Heaton with the kick, just about found Smith. Hughes a little careless there. Thompson taking possession. Now Tete. Plenty of players forward here, Norwich. And Bentaleb took a risk there, just belting it away for a corner. So perilously close to his own goal, but this is the goal he's got. It gets funnier every time you see it. But Declan Rudd and his defender really got in each other's way, and that's what gave Bentaleb the opportunity in the end to really take the advantage to them. As Norwich have the corner, it's dealt away by Bentaleb, no trouble at all. But here's Alex Tete who can hit them! Another goal-test chance for Norwich. In fact, the goalkeeper was being impeded while all that was going on, but the referee didn't spot it. But Tete should have equalised. Half an hour gone, Burnley 1 up, but I tell you what, Norwich have had a good couple of opportunities in the match. Gale, oh that's a nice ball. And Ings, Gale waits in the centre, that's a lovely ball. Gale on the volley! Smashed it over, but what a lovely 1-2 by both strikers. Gale into Ings, back to Gale, and he smashes it over from the crossbar. That is an unbelievable miss, but it still remains 1-0, but Burnley's still in the lead. Declan Rudd with the kick. Smith and Grabban jumping together that time. It's the loose ball's falling to Bentaleb. Now it's on to Will Hughes. He's got Balassi out on the far side. Yannick Balassi now. He's got Ings and Gale waiting in the middle. Balassi's cross. Gale 2-0! That is a magnificent move. Balassi down the far side. He could have gone on himself. He was very unselfish. A lovely cross, and Gale on the volley makes it 2-0. Couldn't miss. Poor defending again from Norwich. Declan Rudd will be furious with his back four. And Dwight Gale joins Danny Ings now in double figures for the season in terms of goal scoring. And that is a real feather in one's cap when you've got two strikers of their calibre and their pedigree scoring double figures each time. It's the stuff of champions or potential champions. And if they are going to be champions, Burnley, these are the sort of games they really do need to pick up 3 points from. Keane. all the time in the world now, Hughes. That's not a good ball. Olsen will pick the ball up now for Norwich. Olsen in his Blackburn days won a penalty at this very ground for a clear dive over Brian Jensen back in the day. But there's a chance for Grabban, who's had 2 or 3 of golden opportunities and has failed to take any of them. And that should have been taken as well. None of these efforts are troubling the goal. They're either going over the bar or going wide. 4 other minutes at the end of the first half, but Norwich are being punished for their own mistakes. Bentaleb, and Rudd could only parry it. And then in the end, Gale completely missed the half-volley chance. Thompson. Murphy. Referee blows the half-time whistle. Well, Burnley are well in command here. A cheeky goal from Bentaleb get Burnley the lead after Norwich didn't really clean their lines properly. And then Dwight Gale with a close-range volley makes a score at half-time. Burnley 2, Norwich City 0. And welcome back to Turf Moor as we get the second half away. Norwich going towards the cricket field end of the ground with Bennett to Tete. Bennett again. Tete. Houlihan. Ball back in there. Keane doing terrifically well. Barton gets it away, but only as far as Murphy and Grabban. Right, girl. 10 goals in 18 league appearances this season, and this was the second one. This was his 10th what he got, and Burnley's second, casually just volleying it into the back of the net. Good kick by Heaton. Comes to Martin Olsen now. Now the next game you'll be able to see exclusively with us on the YouTube channel. Burnley against Liverpool, a real pre-Christmas fixture. Burnley have got to play Liverpool twice over the Christmas holiday period. Of course, that next game here at Turf Moor as Heaton punches away, and then of course on the 28th of December away at Anfield, and in between that and the match with Middlesbrough away. Well, in fact, Norwich's next opponents on Christmas Eve. Substitution for Norwich. Mokanambi and Maluba replacing Grabban and Thompson respectively. Bennett. Finding an away. Now Barton. Bentaleb. Hughes. Oh, what a beautifully timed run. Gale is onto it. Dwight Gale. Pull back, Balassi. Goal kick. Well, he's had a day to forget, Lewis Grabban. One of the players substituted, and this was probably the worst miss of the lot. Nearly reached Rosehead. Rudd with the kick. Norwich 2 goals down. Bennett. Houlihan. Going to have him to go with runners. This is Elliot Bennett. Real chance for Norwich, and he's hit the crossbar. I think the angle of post and crossbar, and that would have brought Norwich back into the game then. Took it to 2-1. That's gone out of play. Turner with a throw. Quickly taken to Whittaker. Now on to Alex Tete. Hughes is there, but he's been bundled off the ball. And he'll take a quick free kick and find Danny Ings with it. Here's Barton, who scored that fantastic goal against Manchester City. Good save again from Declan Rudd, sorry. Declan Rudd with a magnificent piece of goalkeeping. Here's Bennett. Tete. Bennett again. Houlihan, that's a nice turn. And that's a nice opportunity there for Mbonke, and he couldn't take the invitation there. And that is the best chance Norwich have had in the match, and he lashes it wide. Well, with less than 20 minutes of the game to go, it's not been a classic game by any means from the Clarets' point of view, but having said all that, they are getting the result. If Norwich had taken their chances, they may have had 2 goals themselves. Now Rudd, playing Russian roulette on his own goal line, more or less. In the end, he got it through to Whittaker, former Rangers man. Glasgow Rangers, that is. Using intercepts. Now Turner, Whittaker, Columbu. That's a nice turn. Bennett. Another chance for Norwich to pull one back, and Ryan Bennett with the latest chance really to give Norwich something of a lifeline in the contest, and it just curled away from the post at the last second. Final change then Norwich, and it is up front where Wes Houlihan's going to be replaced by Ricky van Wolfswinkel. Spent time on loan away from Norwich last season. Has been recorded by Alex Neil, and the deflection has kept things onside, and this could put the game beyond any shadow of a doubt. Now it has. 3-0, and you try to take Danny Ings out of the picture, and he makes Norwich pay for those second half chances they've missed in the second half. Here it is again. Declan Rudd did his best to try and narrow the angles, but couldn't succeed, and that deadly right foot did the rest for Danny Ings, and celebrates in front of the faithful behind the goal in the Jimmy McElroy stand, and he props up goal number 15 of the season, and Norwich were caught square at the back and were made to pay. 3-0. Bennett, Whittaker, Iver cross. 5 to go. That's a good ball, and Ings might just rescue the situation here. Will the ball go dead? No. Ings has kept it alive. That's a lovely play, and a good cross as well, and it's gone in. Yes, Bentaleb gets his second goal. An element of fortune perhaps attributed to it, and Turner almost got it away off the line. Brave header trying to get it out again, but in fact Bentaleb has the goal taken away from him rather cruelly, I think, by Turner, because Bentaleb had hit the target. So I would have given that to Bentaleb, but the dubious goals committee has given it to Michael Turner as an own goal, and that just compounds Norwich's miserable afternoon here up north. 2 to go, and Norwich are sunk. Bennett, and 3 more added minutes for agony of Norwich supporters to endure. Now they might get one back through Van Wolfswinkel, but Heaton gets it away. Barton giving away to Olsen. No, anything that Norwich produce now will be no more than a consolation, but they won't have time to score that consolation goal because the full-time whistle has gone. In the end, a routine victory. Bentaleb and Gale in the first half, of course, made it 2-0 at the break. Then Danny Ings added a third, and then right at the end, Bentaleb had a potential of a second goal taken away from him. It was an own goal in the end, put down by Michael Turner, which completed in the end a very good result for Burnley. Norwich did have chances throughout the game when they were in a position to get back in it, but couldn't take any of the chances. They did hit the crossbar in the second half, but it's Burnley who run out in the end, comfortable winners by 4-0 and stay top of the Premier League. So a resounding 4-0 win, but I can tell you something, it was nothing, but it wasn't exactly what you call clear cut, I have to be honest. 4-0 might seem on the face value as a very good result, but believe you and me, it was nothing of that ilk, I can tell you that now. We'll look at that transfer request. We're putting some extra, working to get some more transfer funds so we can strengthen a little bit in January. But these are the results from the 17th and 18th of December, starting with, of course, at the Turf, where Burnley beat Norwich there by 4-0, as you've seen. At Goodison Park, Everton 1, West Ham 0. Across Stanley Park at Anfield, it ended Liverpool 1, Manchester United 2. That was the game of the Saturday fixtures. Middlesbrough 1, Aston Villa 2 at the Riverside. That's where we go in a couple of weeks' time on Boxing Day. As for Newcastle, they drew 1-1 with Southampton, so just dropping a little bit of form McLaren's men after a good run. Spurs 2, Swansea 1, good result for Tottenham. Sunderland now surprising everybody by winning at Stoke. They needed the points as well. Good win for Sam Allardyce's men. West Brom in massive trouble there. Losing 2-1 away at home to Watford, who have done their relegation chances no harm at all. And the two games played on Sunday, Arsenal 1, Manchester City 2, but a big turn up at the Cardiff City Stadium where Cardiff have beaten Chelsea by 2-0. So a real result there, and this is the table now. Burnley still 6 points ahead of Manchester City. Manchester United still there in third place. They're still 6 points behind the leaders. Newcastle 4th, but Spurs gaining ground. Chelsea as low as 7th. Everton moving above Liverpool, who have dropped to 9th, but the big disappointers at the moment are Arsenal. Still 5 points off that relegation zone. Watford winning as well has done them a real power of good. And Aston Villa, of course, now move 3 points above West Brom. West Brom now in desperate trouble. West Ham still can't get more than one win this season. Middlesbrough need to start winning games, of course. They play Norwich and are 6 points, and then they play us on Boxing Day, so that's going to be a real tough one for them. So as I said before we went back, and they don't think this is what I've got to play with in January. I've got 7 million to play with, and I don't think they don't think it's good enough. We'll try that one, and maybe qualifying for the Champions Cup would be a good place to start. Let's move it along a little bit, see what they say. Yes, I'm going to accept it. So I've got £17 million to play with, and that's what we needed. I'm quite pleased about that. So it means I could do with an extra couple of bodies coming in, and I don't mean loan signings because we've got the FA Cup coming up as well. It's going to be a real struggle. Let's see what have we had any. No, we haven't had any draws to come yet from the FA Cup. But we might get the draw in just a moment or two, however, before the Liverpool game. So let's see who we actually got. We'll actually get there. We'll just run through those very quickly. The Liverpool game's coming up, but we've got the FA Cup now to come in January, and I can't wait for some cup tie football. I mean, I've been enjoying the league runs, but this is what we've come up with. Accrington have got Manchester City, Arsenal v Man United, so one of those two could fall. Villa have got Fulham, Birmingham's at home to Southampton, Blackburn play Bolton, that's a big local derby. Bournemouth against Millwall, Brentford against Port Vale, Brighton get Liverpool, Chelsea at home to Cardiff, Colchester at home to Sheffield United, Crewe play Reading, Palace against Watford, local derby there in a lot of respects. Derby against Swansea, and that's another good game. Doncaster against Bradford, a Yorkshire derby. Everton have got a pretty good game on paper at home to Rotherham. Gillingham take on Championship Wolves. Huddersfield have got Swindon. Ipswich have got Burton. Leyton Orient play Peterborough. And we're away at Mansfield Town in round 3. Middlesbrough, Chesterfield, MK Dons, Bristol City. Norwich against Sheffield Wednesday. Nottingham Forest play Hull. Oxford play Queen's Park Rangers. Preston have Stoke at Deepdale. Tottenham play Charlton, another London derby. Stevenage travel to the Stadium of Light to play Sunderland. Leeds United must travel to Walsall. And an old Premier League affair, West Brom take on Newcastle, and West Ham against Leicester City. And finally, completing the draw, is the 32nd and final game, Wigan against Stephen Presley's Fleetwood Town. And those games will be played on New Year's Day 2017. So we'll have some New Year Cup ties to bring you in a couple of episodes time. But our next episode, episode 36, will come from Turf Moor again as we play Liverpool at Turf Moor. Be sure to join us from that. Until then, take care, and we'll see you on Christmas Eve. Take care. Bye bye now.